Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. It's Friday. Welcome to the free for all. I got out and about last night. Ernie, by the way, is joining us. He's calmed down. We got an hour in this morning. Got up at 6, went potty, had breakfast. He's starting to be a picky eater, like biscuit. It's like, no. We need a puppy that wants to eat food. He did eat his breakfast this morning. It was kind of a chore to get him to finish, but he finally did. Came downstairs. We did a little playtime. We went outside, sniffed the grass. I have never, shouldn't say never, but at least in this yard, in 14 months of living here, I've never noticed rabbit turds. Not until I had a puppy. Because Ernie finds the rabbit turds and he likes to eat the rabbit turds. So now I'm noticing, like, wow, there's a lot of rabbit turds in this yard. So that's something I've noticed. He's chilling over here. So hopefully he takes a little nap. He was kind of rambunctious yesterday. He was quite rambunctious. So I had him my wife had him in the morning today. So we went back to the old routine of, I'm just going to take him in the morning. So my wife had him in the morning and then I took him midday. Then my wife came home in the afternoon and I needed a couple beers. So got some beer, texted my buddy Mark, like, hey, do you want to go to Village Green tonight? And he was just landing. So he's like, nah, I'm tired, been in Dallas all week. So all right. So I'm looking, I was sorting. So I've been, I'll talk about this in a little, but anyway, I was sorting. I'll tell you why in just a bit, but I was sorting. It's after 6. I'm like, all right, I need something to eat. Now I've been really good with my diet this week. I've been eating salad, bran flakes, carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes. Like I've been pretty good. And like for every meal. So I needed some like protein and not like tuna. So I'm looking, and I did the, stand in front of the fridge for like 5 minutes, like, oh man, we need groceries. And I'm like, now it's going through my head. It's like, if I order a pizza, it's going to take an hour. Like I'm kind of hungry now. And I'm like, man, I could really go for a burger. And a Village Green burger sounded amazing. And I'm like, we just don't have anything. And I told my wife, I'm craving meat. And she's like, why don't you go out and get something? She's like, you could get out of the house. And I'm like, that's a good idea. You're right. I'm like, I'm really in the mood for a burger from Village Green. I'm like, do you want to go with? And she's like, no, I've got to write an offer and all this. I'm like, all right, so I'm going to go to the Village Green. This is something that I've seen this. I saw this pop up on some social media platform. Like, what do you do in your 40s that you didn't do in your 20s? There's lots of things, but one thing in particular that I do in my 40s that I never would have done in my 20s is go out to eat by myself. Like, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like in my 20s, I care. Like, what if people see me and I'm not with friends? They'll think I'm a loser or something. Now it's like, I don't fucking care what people think. So this is something that, and part of it wasn't just that, but I also had really bad anxiety when I was younger. And I still have anxiety, but not as bad. So I went to the Village Green. So Thursday nights, so Village Green is in downtown Middleton. Middleton's like a nice little quaint. It's very picturesque. Downtown Middleton reminds me of something you would see in a Hallmark movie. Like it's got all the little bougie boutiques, and then the Village Green's like right in the middle, and it's just this dive bar, which is, I love it. And the characters, it's just, I mean, the people watching and listening to conversations, like drunk asses at 6 p.m. It's amazing. It's great theater. So that was my intended destination. So I'm driving into downtown, and there's actually right next to Village Green, there's green space. And then they built, like a few years ago, they built like this outdoor theater type deal. And so they have like live bands on Thursday. People bring picnic and, order food, order a burger from the Village Green or from across the street. There's a bunch of restaurants in the area. And then they hang out in the park, listen to live music. So there's live music going on. So of course it's a tough place to park. So I park like a block away. I walk into Village Green, and it's just absolutely fucking packed. And I didn't even care if there was a spot open at the bar. Like, it looked so busy, I had no interest in walking in. So the burger was off the menu for the night. So across the street is my secondary choice. It's called Long Table, and it's right across the street. It's the Long Table Beer Cafe. And so Long Table is named because it has picnic tables inside. So instead of like tables, it's picnic tables. And then they also have a bar. What I like about Long Table's always packed, because it's kind of it's a popular place. What's really cool is like you walk in, it's almost like you walk into a liquor store, because there's like a beer fridge like right in front of you, and it's all craft beer. And then basically what you do is I want to drink this. And then you take it to the cashier, and then they'll pour it in a glass for you if you want, or you can just take it to your seat, drink a beer. And then they also have beer on tap. It's rotating. There's how many beers on? About 12 beers on tap, I think. So the strange thing is it's always packed, but there's always seats open at the bar. Like, the bar is never packed. Like, in fact, how many seats are at the bar? Probably 12 seats at the bar. And last night, I think there were 3 people in 12 seats at the bar, but the rest of the place was packed. And that's when I got there. So what I like about Long Table is they have these jumbo ass wings. They're like fucking, what's like the Big Bird wings, like just giant ass wings, and they're really good. So that's what I had last night. And then I came home, and my wife's like, yeah, he was kind of a handful. And she's like, so I took him out and we played a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm getting ready for bed. And she's like, you can take him with. So, and he actually did settle in. Like, normally he's Ernie is rambunctious in bed and wants to go out and doesn't want to go to sleep. So I kept him in, and he kind of settled in. I think he expended a lot of energy. It rained all day. I think the reason that he was so rambunctious yesterday was 2 parts. A, he slept in because I let him sleep in, and he did sleep in with my wife. I don't think my wife got out of bed till like 11. And then B, it rained all day. So we didn't get to go outside and get the zoomies out and play as much and spend time outside. So I think those 2 factors led to Ernie being Ernie is rambunctious in bed. Yeah, he's rambunctious. It's a rambunctious Ernie. He's sleeping now. He's not rambunctious. So let's go to the chat. Today's Free for All Friday. We're going to play Name That Player. Oh, I want to tell you what I was sorting as well. Kyle's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Steve is here. Happy Friday. Steve texted me the spring training schedule. The Cubs schedule for spring training is out. And guess what I did? I booked my flight. I don't know if Cooter's in here, but I booked my spring training flight before I booked my flight to Oklahoma City. I'm still trying to figure out, I have flight credit, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it. It's not showing up in my American Airlines account. I don't know if I booked it through Chase Travel. I can't find it in there. They're like, what's your ticket number? I can't find any fucking evidence that I took this flight last year. So It's a work in progress. So I'm trying to use, because it's like a $500 what do you call it? Credit. Duh. Because what I did was flights were X amount and they ended up being like $200 cheaper a few months later. So I canceled my flight and rebooked for $200 less. And they gave me a 500 or whatever I paid for the initial flight, 600, might have been 700 because it was crazy. And then they gave that to me in flight credit that I have to use within 12 months. And I'm like, well, shit, next spring training is going to be out of that calendar year, which actually it's not, because the Cubs open the 2025 season in Japan, in Tokyo, March 17th and 19th, I think, are the games in Japan. So my trip to spring training is March 4th through the 12th. Flight is booked $275 direct from Madison, Wisconsin to Phoenix. So when I saw that, I have never seen in the last 5 years, I've never seen flights that cheap. So I booked, I even upgraded so I could pick my seat. So I ended up paying paid like $350, I think, for my ticket. So spring training is booked. I'm still waiting to book my hotel because the Sheraton Hotel on John Dolan Drive owes me some points. I haven't received any of my points since I think March. So I get Marriott points for booking the card shows at the Sheraton, and now I've between hotel stays at Marriott properties and doing the card show, I've got enough points to use them all on my spring training trip next year. So waiting for them to fulfill the last several months, and then I'll book my hotel for spring training 2025. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. And I get to see my buddy Steve. Sports Section Plus, what's up? Good morning to you. Johnny Boy Cards in the house. Happy Friday. Lewis, good morning. Boston Smoke is here. Good morning. Ernie is sleeping, but he says good morning also. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Gundy's in the house. Good morning. Good morning with a question mark, says Gundy. Good morning, Brian. What's up? Sheena's in the house. He's in the Quad Cities. I am curious to see how that goes. The Quad City Card Show this weekend. I think must be a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will not be able to get out of town. In fact, I was deciding between going to the Cubs game tomorrow or Quad City Card Show. I would have ended up going, if I could, I would go to the Cubs game. My wife has a bunch of showings tomorrow, so I will not make it to either place. Me and Ernie will be hanging out sorting cards. Todd, good morning. Yes, the Pokemon cards sold for $7,800. And my wife was on the phone with the lady whose cards they were. And so she put her on speaker and she's like, what the? And she's like almost 90 years old. And she's like, what the fuck? And she has the potty mouth of a sailor. And she tells dirty jokes. I love it. And she's like, what the fuck? She goes, for Pokemon cards? I think she said Pokemon cards. For Pokemon cards? And she's like, I didn't even know I had them. And she's like, apparently they were in a box with a bunch of Beanie Babies, and those aren't worth shit. It's like, well, there you go. Brian says, rabbit or deer? They kind of look alike and come in larger quantity. Definitely rabbit turds. I haven't seen any deer in this neighborhood. Every once in a while, I would see a deer at the old house. There was a field behind us. We're butted up against a pond and the road and houses. So it would be pretty difficult for deer to. Our old house, there was more land around us, whereas here it's a lot of houses around us. So it's definitely, and I can tell you, there are a lot of rabbits in my yard. Rabbit turds. Our bullies will find the chicken turds. Puppy training, driving you to drink. Yeah. It is, yeah. Yeah. Ernie's got his first checkup at the vet today, gets some of his shots. So we've been waiting. We've been we've been eagerly anticipating today because he gets his shot, he gets the rest of his puppy shots or whatever. Uh this is like the whatever, like he couldn't get his shots before today. But now we can take him to like doggy daycare. Looking forward to that. Give me a few hours to work peacefully. We can go to training school. So we have been eagerly awaiting today's vet appointment. So Ernie gets to see the vet. David, what's going on? Good morning. Red Light's here. What's happening? Red Light has a question. Why did they split my order into two different payments? So this question came up in the Dollar Boxes stream on Wednesday night. I just happened. Usually I don't watch the stream live, but I was laying in bed and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tune in. I've actually been going to bed later. I've been like not falling asleep till like 10:30. Whoa, party boy, slow down. Yeah, this came up. So what happens? This has been happening. Obviously, this was a huge ordeal for me a couple years ago, where what was happening is I had a ton of different business policies set up in my eBay store. Some of it had to do with just having my eBay store for going on 10 years now, just different policies. eBay changes policies. Some of them weren't like deleted. So eBay will, under managed payments, different policies will get divided up into different transactions. And I understand why they do that. The reason I was so pissed off when this went down was because nobody at eBay was telling me why. And if I would have known it was as simple as it was, I would have had probably $2,000-$3,000 in fees that I could have taken care of from the jump, as opposed to just, why is this happening, and nobody giving me answers. And then finally it took, so to figure this out, I had gone through multiple chats, phone conversations with customer service at eBay, Facebook business, eBay for Business on Facebook. And everybody told me, well, it's because your buyers are paying in separate transactions. I'm like, no, that's not the case. I know for a fact this person and this person paid in one transaction. They paid one in one fee, and then eBay broke this up into multiple transactions. No, that's not happening. Look at the time. I'm like, no. I know what's going on, and it's not what you're telling me. I finally had enough. I went to LinkedIn and I connected with every sports memorabilia employee I could find, managed payments people I could find. And I reached out first. I reached out to the 4 or 5 like direct, I can't remember what their titles are, but they oversee like trading cards essentially. And I got ignored. 5 for 5 on ignored. I think one guy who's no longer with eBay, I think he now works for Alt, maybe Jeff is his name. He did respond, and he basically said the same thing everybody else did. And he's like, I'll forward this on to somebody else. I'm like, okay. Never heard back. Followed up with him, and he's like, oh, I didn't get back to you, blah blah blah, and basically just didn't want to see it through. So then I went to the top of the sports trading card category lady and was ignored. So then I commented on Jamie, what's his name? Jamie Dimon. He's was the CEO at the time of eBay. And I commented with this long, basically the same spiel, just copy and paste job. And it wasn't 2 hours later, I got a response from the lady in charge, Jolene, I think is her name. Jolene responded back. and gave me a $100 credit just without even like maybe did look into my account, but basically gave me a $100 credit, but didn't give me an answer on why it's happening. Finally, somebody who doesn't have anything to do with the trading card category, but has something to do with something, actually was very helpful and went through it, lined up a Zoom call with one of the people that was on the team for managed payments. So I finally get to somebody that might have an idea of what's going on. And he, on our Zoom call, basically told me the same thing. Well, he was sure, absolutely sure that this is happening because my buyers are paying separately. I'm like, that is happening. In some cases, yes, that is the case. But there are multiple times this is occurring where that's not the case. And I can tell you why. Because if that was the case, I have volume discounts set up. And if they're paying separately, those volume discounts are not getting applied or should not get applied, but they are getting applied in certain transactions. I've got here's an order that was broken up into 3 separate transactions, and the 25% off 7 or more was given. Now, it shouldn't have been given if they were paid separately. So he's like, well, that's a problem with the promotions team. Well, I don't think so. So finally, it's like, I'm going to take it to this person, which that's what I heard multiple times. So finally, I got a response. After like a week goes by, I reach out to the guy who set up this call, and he looped in the managed payments guy, and he's like, yeah, we were right. It's because the business policies. And I'm like, you never told me that. I wish I would have recorded that Zoom call. God damn it. I wish I would have recorded that Zoom call, because they never mentioned that one bit. But at least I got my answer. So that's why. And why does it keep happening? Because it's using Car Dealer Pro. I'm not able to, or I haven't figured out, or I just haven't looked into it. What I do is I go on in the back end, and I'll change up because my business policies don't line up when I'm mass uploading from Car Dealer Pro. So, and here's what you do. We'll just do it since it's top of mind right now. Let me figure out where my account is. I think we go to summary. I need more water. Account. So go to your eBay summary and go to your account. Okay, so share the screen first, right? So here's how you do it. Go to my eBay summary. So my eBay summary, click there. It brings you, and then you go to account. So click on account. Under selling, go to business policies. And these are all, and I still have actually I have a lot less. I was able to go through and delete a bunch. But so here you see I have under payments, I have 57,000 on that one and 11 on this one. And for some reason, I can't get some of these changed. So it looks like it's my So it's my shipping and returns, it looks. So here's my shipping. So my default is flat standard shipping, free 3 business days. And for whatever reason, I don't know why these are different, like they're the exact same. But we're just going to go to the 6822 and we're going to consolidate it with the 50,000. So we're going to edit. So go over to edit, change policy for these listings. And then we're going to go to our default and we're going to change them up. And then what else looks to be, the returns look to be like they need swapped. So change policy for returns. We're going to go to our default and change those up. And so those are in the process of changing. It says check back later. So I think if I hit refresh, it might show up. So it just says update in progress. So that's how you do it. And that's why I forgot to change the batteries in my mouse. God damn it. Remember, I was going to do that yesterday after the show. Where are we at? George is in the house. What's going on? Good evening to you. He called the shit poop again. Great line. I don't remember many movie lines, but that's an all-timer. He called the shit poop again. It's poop again. Philly Joe, what's up? Good morning. Dan's in the house. What's happening? He's on a walk jog right now. John says, how's the real estate biz going? Did they reduce commissions yet? So first part, it's booming in Madison, Wisconsin. Second part, did they reduce commissions yet? I don't know what the process is, what's going on with that. My wife's, they've had multiple Zooms and meetings about the commissions. It's not a good thing. There's a lot of it's not reducing commissions. There's a lawsuit. So a lot of brokerages have to cut costs because they're going to have to pay if they lose this lawsuit. They have to pay based on the commissions. So commissions won't be reduced, but it's like some of the I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's a pain. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So they're still working around it and fighting the good fight. Dan says, forgot my bandana in this heat. That was a big mistake. You're going to get sweat in your eyes. George says, you're going to eat alone. And I just said, fuck it, and bought a plane ticket to Japan for the last weekend of the month. Fuck it, man. How about that? See, that's something you do in your 40s that you don't do in your 20s. A picnic basket. Isn't a bandana seen as a sign of aggression in Asia? Oh, I've never heard that. Spam Likely, what's going on? Good morning. Hey, boo-boo. Ernie is rambunctious in bed. Yeah, that's what she said. John, kind of like Acme. Pro tip, I take my dog to PetSmart when it's too rainy to walk outside. Ooh, there's a PetSmart just like 5 minutes away. We didn't, when we went to PetSmart to get some of his stuff last weekend, we didn't take him because he still doesn't have his shots, but I like that. That is a pro tip. I like that. Spam Likely said, I've had a few Ernies in my life as well. Remember Jen Uartis. Billy Joe laughs. Colin, good morning. What's going on? John Myers is here. Thank God it's the Free for All Friday. What's up? Mr. Archer, good morning. John says AA has strange credit systems. Sometimes it's a trip credit. Sometimes it's a flight credit. Sometimes it's a voucher. It's antiquated. I can't even figure out how to get it. Sometimes you have to call. Sometimes you have to do it online. They are Neanderthals. I'm learning this. Cooter says, is it a geographic thing to end sentences with? Do you want to come with? Versus, do you want to come with me? Yes. I think it's absolutely it's a Midwestern thing to end sentences with. Is it ending sentences with prepositions? Is with a preposition? But I think that's very Midwestern. John says flights are dirt cheap all around. Yeah. My flight to Phoenix is actually less than Dallas and Oklahoma City, which is surprising, but still cheap. I mean, there's still cheap flights. So it was like when I saw those flights, I'm like, and I sent a message to some of my Club 400 friends, and I'm like, hey, if you're planning on spring training, like book now at least the flights that out of Madison were super cheap. I don't know in your neck of the woods, but in my neck of the woods, super cheap. Andy Mack, what's up? Good morning. T206 kid told a buddy of mine about the Pokemon. He was the high bidder at like 7,300, but lost it. Yeah. So 7,800 was what the final hammer went, plus the buyers. I think it was a 15% buyer's premium. So sold for almost $9,000 altogether. Whoever bought it paid $9,000. It sold for 78. Tracy, good morning. Florida baseball card dude in the house. What's going on? Good morning. John said, their ball, their rules. You list every card individually. Assume each will incur their own fees. But that's not so you're not paying a fee per card fee. You're paying a transaction fee. Yes, the final value fee I get charged. That's okay. That's how it works. A transaction fee isn't a per card fee. A transaction fee is eBay's fee to their payment processors, the managed payment processor. Red Light 34 buys 40 cards and pays for 40 cards in one transaction. He's getting billed one time by eBay. And then eBay splits it up into 3 transactions and charges me for 3 transactions, which was only one transaction. So it's not their ball, their rules in this case. It's against their rules, but I'm not following the policies. So I've given up. Max says Jamie Dimon probably has no idea eBay exists. That's probably correct, but somebody saw it. And I finally got an answer. Or maybe it was just timing. John says, you win on shipping with multiple card orders. Stop being so greedy. No, you don't understand what they're charging and why they're charging it. I don't think you understand what a transaction fee is. Transaction fee. So if you get charged a 3% fee. Most places don't charge credit card fees at the grocery store. Say your grocery store charges 3%. That's a transaction fee. When you run the card, you pay a 3% fee. You're going to go buy 12 items at the grocery store. You're not going to get dinged 3% each time. You're going to get 3% on the total. And I don't think or percent. That's not what I mean. So say it's 30. So say 3% comes up to 30 cents because 3% on each item is going to equal the same as 3%. So eBay, it's 30 cents. So we'll do dollars and cents. So you go to the grocery store, you buy 12, let's say 10 items. I can do the math easier. 10 items and their 3% equals 30 cents. So they charge you a 30-cent transaction fee, processing fee for running your credit card at the grocery store. You buy 10 items. You should have to pay 30 cents because it's just one processing fee. But they're charging you $3 because they're charging you 30 cents on your oranges, on your apples, on your bread and milk and eggs. That's not how it's supposed to work. Where are we at? John, you don't understand. It was 30 cents first, but it wasn't 30 cents. It was 30 cents times thousands of transactions. So it was, I probably lost, I didn't do the math. I did the math for like a month and it was hundreds of dollars in a month. And this has been going on for years. So I probably lost so had my policies been correct in my eBay store, I would have saved $3,000 to $5,000 over the course of 2 to 3 years. Jody's in the house. Good morning. Cheap flights mean it's more difficult for mooks like me to re-earn their airline status. Terms and conditions aren't written for us. They're written by eBay's lawyers. I'm not agreeing they are right. I'm saying everything is stacked against the little people like us. Yes. Who's on first? Who's got the ball? Are we playing golf or cricket? I'm just saying you don't understand because what you're typing doesn't make sense in this whole transaction fee example. Max says Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, not eBay. That's why I said that. One of the most powerful. It's Jamie somebody. Iannone? Maybe it's Jamie Iannone. eBay. Who is the eBay CEO? I'm pretty sure it's Jamie. eBay, Jamie Iannone. Jamie Iannone, or however the hell you pronounce his name. Hook the cup up and take a reading. Deep breaths. Jamie Dimon is the most powerful man in the world. Was going to put a bid in on the Pokemon stuff, but couldn't get the numbers to make much sense. I'm saying you're right about it, as right as building a sandcastle at low tide. John, let me introduce you to oil. Then I think you'll change your tune. And Mr. Jinping. So I was sorting yesterday. So I got caught up. I got to 0 for the second. So I've been doing eBay full time for almost 3 years now. And I think this is the first time in back-to-back days I've gone to net. I've been completely caught up. And you're like, well, your sales must be down. My sales are not down. My sales are actually up. But I've just been more focused on shipping as opposed to anything else, just to try to keep things and not get overwhelmed. But I'm back to, where am I? I think it's a manage. I mean, it's super manageable. They're more or they're more cards in the orders that I do have to ship because of my 50% off sale, which, by the way, I don't have my banner going. There we go. 99centcards.com. I've got a 50% off sale that runs through midnight tonight. So actually, I think Central Time, it's like 1:30 a.m. tomorrow morning is my sale. 50% off items under $20 when you buy 10 or more. I've had several orders come through. Looks like I've got 47. Oh, that's more than I was expecting. I was at net zero at like 5 last night. The thing is, those orders though are mostly multi-card orders, 10 or more. So I got to net zero on my orders to ship, and I'm thinking I need, like, my card room, like this. My office is pretty easy. Like I basically just need to pick up a few boxes. It's pretty easy to pick up in here. I can let Ernie loose and not really worry about what he's going to get himself into. Although he may knock down a bobblehead on that bottom shelf. But my shipping room is a fucking disaster. And the reason it's a fucking disaster is because I've taken in too much inventory. And the problem is the inventory is not A, organized, and B, sorted. So I've got to get, before I can do a bulk sale, throw a bulk deal up on Facebook Marketplace, I need to get the cards organized so I can do that sale. And I still have fucking 75 binders that I've got to put somewhere. So trying to consolidate boxes, going through, working on a project for my buddy Shane. So Shane, if you're listening, I don't know if you're live or on replay, if you have that list, because I am, as I'm going through some of these boxes, I'm pulling cards. So working on that. And so it's kind of a mess. That's what I was working on yesterday and last night, just trying to get through, create some space so I don't have boxes all over the fucking place. But it's fun when I do these projects because my first thought was I need to find a place for these boxes, but then I'm just putting a Band-Aid on a freaking hole in a boat where it's just gonna bust loose, and I'm gonna have the same problem in 3 days. Where at least in this way I can get things sorted and really have space. Everything has a place. So that's kind of why I'm sorting. I think I need to order some boxes because I'm like, it's like, well, I want quarter boxes. I want to start making some quarter boxes for future. I just, with all the crap I have, I'm going through these boxes. I'm like, this is perfect for quarter boxes. So I think I will go back to quarter boxes eventually. Just depends how long this organization goes. If I get sidetracked with other stuff and lose focus, then it might be a winter deal, but we'll see. But I need 4 rows, so I need to put order of 4 rows. I'll reach out to Paul and see if he's got any. That's easier because I get similar pricing through him, and it depends on if I can get free shipping on boxes. Usually they don't ship cardboard for free. You got to pay shipping on top, so it becomes expensive. Where are we at? Brian says, I sold a TV last night, took a deep discount because cash is king. There you go. John says, if you spent as much time researching Pokemon as you do fighting the man, then you'd be able to afford to fly in first class to Phoenix. I don't want to fly first class to Phoenix. That's just a waste of money. That's just a waste of money. Cooter says, trying to find something to buy from your sale, but your pre-war selection sucks. It does. It's non-existent, in fact. Actually, there is some pre-war. I think there's some pre-war. It's non-sport stuff. Or boxing. Orlando says, if you could only teach Ernie to ship, I know, man, or sort. He can unsort really good. he can make a mess. He can unsort my nicely sorted piles with the best of them. Johnny Yim says, good morning. Just wondering if eBay has given you the list from photos for sports cards option yet. I don't think so. Even though I know you're not interested in it, I'm still waiting impatiently. Is that the AI deal? I don't think I've received that offer. You said duty projects. Did I? Bo has a lot of pre-Falklands War shit. I don't know what that reference is. Is that like a 70s war or an 80s or 90s war? I think that's about all I had today. We're going to play Name That Player. Brian says, tried explaining PWE to a friendly seller on Whatnot. He didn't believe me that a 4-card pack of cards could ship safely in the first class system. Fight the good fight. Yes. Yeah, I'll ship up to, depending on what, thickness the cards are. 12 is kind of like, that's where I draw the line. But if it's like 81 Donruss or 89 Donruss, they're super thin. So I can get like 15. I'm comfortable shipping 15 in a 3-ounce PWE. John said, I just realized Bo was born after the Falklands War. I'm going to guess it was the Falklands War in 1979. Final answer. 1979. Falklands War. 1982. So I was born during the Falklands War. It was a 10-week undeclared war between Argentina and the United Kingdom in 1982 over 2 British dependent territories in the South Atlantic. So the Falklands War ended on June 14th. I was 8 days old when the Falklands War ended. So I was born right smack dab in the middle of the Falklands War. I'm a Falklands War baby. Kyle said, I saw this morning you sold your Dale Jr. lot. List more NASCAR in your eBay store. Are you low roller scratcher? You sold NASCAR. List more. Yeah, I sold it. I think $32 is what it sold for. So I'm pretty happy with that. That was part of the Singles Club purchase. There was a whole bunch of random stuff in there. I'm like, I'm a Dale Jr. I've got some car cover inserts from it's basically like game used memorabilia for NASCAR, but it's a car cover. I've got a few of those. I did a test run, like what can these sell for? Like Ryan Newman, one of the Bush boys, and somebody else. I can't remember. Rusty Wallace, maybe. So I'm going to see that there was a watcher, might have been you, that I sent an offer to this morning, and we'll see if they move fairly quick, like within a month. I'll list others because I think I have a stack of them. I've got some other sports, I should say. Here's some more random stuff that's so here is some pre-war, some Churchman's, Gene Tunney. These are doubles that I've already sold copies of these. Max Schmeling, I think he sold for 25. I think Tunney sold for 10. So I'm going to list, those are duplicates. Some soccer. This is a color soccer numbered out of 125. Some UFC, Uriah Hall out of 299, Triple H, Prism something. Chuck Liddell, numbered out of 142. Here's a Rusty Wallace car cover. Martin Truex Jr. Somebody was their stickered price from a garage sale. Event used cover. Ryan Newman, Rusty Wallace, Ryan Newman. Oh, he's got $5 on that one. You can buy him for $10 in my store. There's a couple of UFC autos that I listed. I think I sold one. Joanna Jedrzejczyk. That's numbered out of 99. So some of that stuff. Let's see. Cooter says, yes, John, we are old. Good morning, Uncle Rich. John Larson says, I have 6 sets of 500 Hall of Fame players. Is it best to post all of one player first, then to the next, or mix it up? I would mix it up. I would go, because I think we talked about this yesterday, the day before. I would do, here's what I would do. If you have 500 of each, say Ken Griffey Jr., I'd do 50 different Ken Griffey Jr. cards. And then I would do 50 different whoever the other guy is, 50 different Michael Jordan, so on and so forth. And then I'd go back. Make sure you do use your custom label SKU or put in the title lot 1 because you're going to have, if you do lots of 50, you're going to have how many lots? 10 lots. So, lot 1, lot 2, lot 10. That's how I would do it. John says, got my first postage added return, 48 cents added on a 0.6 ounce PWE. I fucking hate that. John says, I've been lucky, I suppose. I've been, with the amount of PWEs I send out, I've been pretty fortunate. It happens every once in a while, but it's for my volume, it's really rare that it does happen. Johnny says it's eBay's answer to Car Dealer Pro. It just shows up under the Create Listing tab. Aha. I don't think it's been opened up for me yet. John says Singles Club at the Nationals looked rather lame this year. You probably made out better than any attendees. Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I think you're right. I think they've jumped the shark at the big show. I think so. I think the Singles Club has moved on to showcase type stuff. Their focus has shifted to showcase stuff. And I think this is, what year is this? 2024. I think 2021. And I can't speak for 2022 because that was Atlantic City, correct? Last year was Chicago. Singles Club was not that great. 2021 Chicago Singles Club was awesome. 2019 Chicago Singles Club was awesome. Can't speak for Atlantic City. Can't speak for this year, but definitely last year it was a disappointment. So, Brian, what's going on? Good morning. He says Bo can only name 2 Hall of Famers. What sport are we talking? I was trying to think of the Hall of Famers that in John Larson's comment. I was trying to think of the Hall of Famers that he had, because he had 6 players that he mentioned, and I was trying to remember. I know I'm pretty sure it was Griffey, Jordan, but I can't remember the other 4. Mark Marinello, what's up? Good morning. Uncle Rich says on Saturday last year, the Singles Club on Saturday morning, they made their $3 boxes $1 each. That rules. As long as they're legit $3 boxes, yes, I agree. If they're dollar boxes with a $3 price tag, then not. 2022, they were banging. Maybe the peak, they were selling mystery backpacks. Yes, yeah, and they were doing that last year also. I think they started the mystery backpacks in 2021. In Chicago. Sacco and Benzetti. There are 2 Hall of Famers for you. I don't think John had any Sacco or Benzetti. Does that apply even though I post the Hall of Fame players as singles, not posting in lots? Oh. So if you're posting them as singles, I would do batches of them. I wouldn't intermix, because you'll get, in my 50% sale, who did I sell a whole bunch of yesterday? It's like, here's a waiting shipment. But I'll get like Emmett Smith. I've got somebody came in and bought 16 and 23, 33, 39 Emmitt Smith cards yesterday. So I would list them all. Like I would list the most liquid players. If you're going to list singles and you got 500 of each, I would list your most liquid players first, which would be Michael Jordan. I can't remember who the other, I think you said Griffey. I can't remember who the other four were. But I would list the most liquid players first. Michael Jordan's going to be number one. And I would list all the Michael Jordans, and then I would move on to whoever is the second most liquid. Uncle Rich says, no, I spent like $40 to $50 last year at the $1 per card. Singles Club also reduced to a quarter 1 year. They were quarter cards when they were selling for $1. And that's even with what I bought from them. There's a lot of stuff in there that I won't even be able to sell for a quarter. I don't think I'll make another purchase like that. It's just, there were a few cards that I could get 15, 20 bucks. But there's a lot of stuff that's just going to end up probably in a bulk sale for a tenth of a penny. And I paid 8 cents a card. Can I make my money back? Yes, but that's not the goal. The goal is to make money. And it's going to be more work than what it should be. But sometimes you got to take risks, and sometimes those risks, like going to Baraboo for an estate sale, they pay off, and sometimes they don't. So that's what it's all about. You just got to manage your risk and don't make poor purchases on a consistent basis. All right. How about we play Name That Player? We've got, today's going to be mainly junk wax era with a mix of football, baseball, basketball. So get your junk wax thinking caps on. Well, let's throw the banner up. Here's our leaderboard. Uncle Rich has a slim lead with 11 points ahead of Max with 10. Card Hobbyist in third with 7. Nick and Michael Renicky, along with SoCal Guy, have 4 points apiece. Let's roll. We're going to start with football, and I don't even need to cover up his name because his name's not on the front. Pro Line Portraits. Remember these? 1991. I got to get my YouTube going on my phone. Phoenix Cardinals. Mark says he's tapping out. I will. Here's a spoiler alert. No Mark Marinello. No Felix Mian today. Of course, when Mark shows up on a Friday. All right. I don't know if we have any correct answers yet. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. All right. Where are we at? Let's see. It's not Marvin Harrison. It's not Haywood Jeffries. Randall Hill's a great guess. It's not Randall Hill. Correct position, though. He is a wide receiver. It looks like we're getting wide receivers on here. Let's see. I will accept only the last name. It's a pretty common last name. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Brian's going to guess wildly and be wrong. It's not Tom Brady. It's not Moore. It's not Nunn. Nunn's also a good guess. Same era, same team. Not correct. Not Sanders. Hill is correct. No. Hill's not correct. Sorry. I got excited for no reason. It's not Lewis Lips. It's not Jones. It's not Bruce or Givens. Mark took today off to search for Hawk Tua cards. It's a very common, it's probably the most common last name in America. It's not the Algerian female boxer either. It's not Henry. What's the most common last name? Come on, guys. What's the most common last name in America? Smith. Yes. Smith's got to be the most common last name, right? Jones might be a close second. It's J.T. Smith. J.T. Smith. Our junk box. All right. Uncle Rich extends the lead. Williams. Yeah, Williams would have been a good guess. All right. 12 points for Uncle Rich. All right. Next up, we're going baseball. This is a fun one. John wants to know who the fuck JT Smith is. Wide receiver, Phoenix Cardinals. Next up, this is a good one. This is a good one. Look at this mustache. Oh, fuck. All right, that's your freebie today. That's your freebie today. Who was it? Yes, it was Mike Tyson. Spam likely got it. Yeah, Mike Tyson. God, and that was the fun one. Spam likely. Also played for the Cubs. So Spam likely's on the board. First time this round. All right. Next up, make sure we don't do that again. All right. Basketball. New Jersey Nets. Mark, you might know Mark Marinello, paging Mark Marinello. You might know this one. New Jersey Nets, mid-90s, first-round draft pick. Played at Kentucky, I think. No, Kansas. It is Rex Walters. I think Nick got it. Examine Baseball. Yes. Rex Walters. Nice one. Where are we at? We will give Rex first name on that one. Examine Baseball with his first point. Ernie's stirring over there. All right. Next up, we go back to baseball. Pitcher for the Blue Jays. Mark's a Knicks fan. My bad. All right. This guy also played for the Cardinals. It's not Jimmy Key. Good guess. Not Jim Clancy. Another good guess. Not Mike Timlin. Ken Daly is correct. Ken Daly. That dude from Duryea. All right. 3 players with their first points of this round. All right. Next up, we go back to football. Oh, we're going way back on this one. Jersey people have an identity crisis. All right. We're going back to the 60s on this one. Super Bowl Supermen, Green Bay Packers. No Felix Beyond today and no Hawk Tua. It is Max McGee. Brian confirmed. Offbeat All-Stars. Brian with the point. Max McGee. Is that your first point of the round? Or wait, no, you had, or was that last round? Offbeat. Yeah, you've got 2 points now. All righty. And moving up the board. All right, now we are going to let's see. Next up. Oh, here we go. Dave Arnold's in the house. He's going to know this one. Get ready, Dave. Cubs. 1984 Topps. Ooh, it's not Steve Trout. Oh, we got a correct one. It's Mike Proley. Not Soup Campbell. Not Dick Tidrow. Not Bill Brasky. It's Mike Proley. Dave, you're a little slow. Mike Proley. That dude from Duryea. 2 points for that dude. And move him up the board. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, it's exactly an hour. That's all Ernie has in him. All right. Ooh, I love this one. All right. I love this one. Basketball. I am not giving credit for Magic Johnson in the background. We are looking for the Golden State Warriors player on the card. Golden State Warriors. Yeah, Dave, I am seeing your comments. You got Proly, but you were not fast enough. We're gonna give this to Brian Offbeat All Stars. We're not gonna take off for spelling for Sarunas Marcelonis. Sarunas Marcelonis. Offbeat All Stars was first. Boston Smoke was second. Dave Arnold was third. Uncle Rich was fourth. So there you go. Yeah, we're not going to take off spelling on Marcelonis. Let's see. Where are we at? 3 points for Offbeat All Stars. Got to move you up. Oh, we're getting finicky over here. Offbeat All Stars. All right. Next up, baseball. Not junk wax. Yeah, I don't know if I could spell Marcelonis given 100 tries either. I might get close. I don't know if I'd get it. Montreal Expos from 2000 Topps. Not Bartolo Colon. Hideki Irabu. Oh, Mark. I would have accepted Mark's guess also. George Steinbrenner, famously or infamously called Hideki Irabu a fat toad. Hideki Irabu, Max with the point. All right, Max with 11 now. Yeah, so I think that dude said something about the scoreboard. I have to take the scoreboard down to edit and add points. So that's why you will not see a scoreboard momentarily. Oh, here's another 1980 Topps. I cover up the signature and forget the printed name is up top. Oh, yes. Yeah, it wasn't just Fat Toad. He added some other colorful language. Oh, man, this is going to be tough. All right. Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates, second base / outfield. Great Fro. Spent most of the 1970s with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're almost done. We're playing Name That Player, buddy. Lafsey. Yes. Oh, wait. SoCal guy was first. It's Lee Lacy. Lee Lacy is correct. It's okay, buddy. We're almost done. Lee Lacy. SoCal guy with another point. And he's at 5. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Oh, no. What if I cancel? Oh, I think that. Okay, there we go. SoCal guy. 5 points. And then we move him up. Copy and paste. All right. There we go. Now we're good. All right. We're doing football next. Football next. All right. Los Angeles Rams. Maybe I think we did this guy previously. Oh, he found his bone. Not green. It is gray, Uncle Rich. Jerry Gray is correct. Jerry Gray. Uncle Rich extends his lead, 13. All right, next up. This is a fun one. Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers. This guy was big in the hobby. His cards were selling for quite a bit in what, 86, 87? And somebody on Twitter uses his last name as their Twitter handle. It is Incaviglia. Yes, that dude from Duryea, Pete Incaviglia. All right, that dude from Duryea with the point. That dude from Duryea. What's up? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to take Ernie out to go potty. All right, so we've got 3 left to go. We're gonna go potty. You want to go potty? Say hi. They want to say hi, and then we'll go potty. Say hi. I gotta go potty. I gotta go potty. Thank you. Ernie peed. We went potty, didn't we? We went potty. Where's your bone? Where's your bone? All right, 3 cards left. All right, what did I miss in the chat? Any good stuff? Let's see. Brian says, I hate seeing Bo happy with a cute dog. Makes me sick. Chris Carlin. Yes, Chris Carlin uses Incaviglia. Let's see. All right. 3 cards left. Basketball. This is another tough one. Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this guy had a long NBA career. Spent a lot of time with the Los Angeles Clippers. Debuted in the 84-85 season. It's not Terrell Brandon. It's not Thomas. It's not Mason. It is Cage. Yes, it's Michael Cage. It's Michael Cage. Offbeat All-Stars with another point. Where are we at? There we are. Michael Cage. Offbeat is now at 4. And he moves up the board again. There we go. A lot of movement today. Junk Wax is fun. We've got a lot of different points today. I like it spread around. All right. Yeah, we might have to do some more Junk Wax basketball. Spread the love. Here we go. All right, these last two, if you've listened to Hobby Evolution, you've heard me tell stories of the next two cards. Dave Arnold will know these next two cards because he also has personal stories for each of these guys, including this one, who spent some time with the Cubs. We've got a correct answer. We've got a bunch of correct answers. Uncle Rich Klein was the first. It is Bobby D, part of the Cubs Daily Double with Rhino, Bob Dernier. Just saw Bobby D a couple months ago. Bob Dernier. Let's see. Let's confirm. Uncle Rich was first. Dat Dude from Duryea was second. Dave Arnold was third. All right. So Uncle Rich is now at 14 points. And our final card. In fact, I think I just mentioned this guy yesterday. San Diego Padres pitcher. This should be an easy one, I think. I think a lot of people will get this one. Max got it. It's Andy Benes. Andy Benes. Oh, yeah, there's also Alan Benes, but yeah. There you go. So, Dave, the reason is you're always going to end up first on your end, but that's not how it shows up. We'll give it to Max. He did correct him, or didn't correct himself. He added the Andy. I forgot about Alan also being a major league player, but Andy Benes is correct. Max with 12 now. And here's our scoreboard after today. Uncle Rich with the lead, 14 points. Max in second with 12. Card Hobbyist in third with 7. SoCal Guy with 5 points. Nick Budden and Michael Renicky, along with Brian, Offbeat All-Stars, have 4 points apiece. AA Cards has 3. Minneapolis Kid and Scotty Dubs each have 2. Did I have that dude from Duryea in there a couple times, or did I just not move his score up? Nope, I need to move his score up. All right, so I'll get to that. And we got first points today from Spam Likely and Examine Baseball. There you go. All right. Orlando says he's still maintaining his perfect score, 0 points. Max says, I was the only one there. Figured everybody would get that one. Yeah, I thought Andy Benes was going to be a gimme. I thought that was a lot easier than Bob Dernier. All right. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Don't forget, next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, is the Madison Card Show. 200 tables, John Nolan Drive at the Sheraton Hotel. Free admission, 9 to 3. Come out and see us. Madison Card Show next week. Yes, Orlando is the newest Hobby Hotline host. I don't know, will Orlando be on tomorrow? Hobby Hotline tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. I will go live tomorrow and Sunday. So I don't have any card shows or traveling planned this weekend. So we'll do lives Saturday and Sunday, 8:30. Or remember, we're on puppy time. So Ernie decides when we go live. Right, buddy? That's right. Yep. He agrees. So we will go live Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget 50% off sale. I should have used that one today. There's the banner. 50% off sale. Max says Stevens Point show is this weekend. Rich has card shows today and tomorrow. Quad Cities card show, 3-day show going on this weekend as well. Fanatics Fest going on. The East Coast National is this weekend. Holy moly. Card shows. My 50% off sale ends tomorrow morning at 1:30 a.m., basically midnight. So shop my eBay store, 99centcards.com. It's 50% off when you buy 10 or more items priced under $20. So that's the eBay store, 50% off sale. Check it out. Use coupon code ENDOFSUMMER50. 99centcards.com. Over 100,000 singles. So come shop, especially if you're building 70 cents, a whole bunch of 70 singles listed in my store. Uncle Rich says apparently Jeff Wilson and Ken Golden are going at it. Is that a like I haven't watched the video, but I saw Jeff Wilson do a video. All right, I'm almost done, buddy. I'm almost done. I think it's all fake. That's what I was getting to. Like I didn't watch the video, but I just saw I saw Jeff put a video out about Ken Golden, and it's like this is fake. Max says, put your phone down and go outside. So yeah, fake news. All right. Like, subscribe, 99-cent cards. Take advantage of the 50% off sale through tonight. So check it out. That's all. Have a great Friday. See you tomorrow morning.